So now we're on to Module 2, Lesson 3, and after looking through the various tabs there, we'll come down and hit the Lesson 3 MindTap activity. There's two particular activities in this section. We'll look first at working with access control list. Any access control list, if you've not heard the term, are used for setting up who can access a router and who cannot, or a network and who cannot. So a general description on page 1. Page 2 shows our topology. And page 3 is where we start the actual exercise. CEIS uses permissions on the files and directories. However, the issue is that permissions apply same for all users in the system. For example, if you apply the read permission, then it will apply to all the users. Each user can be assigned different permissions. Setting up access control lists on files and directories allows you to control the access to files and directories strictly. In this exercise, we'll learn how to work with access control lists. Alright, so we'll be using PLAB Linux 01, the CEIS server, so we want to make sure at this time that it's turned on. We'll log into the Linux system and implement the access control list on the CEIS server. They can be configured in 4 different ways: per user, per group, using an effective right mask for users other than the ones in the group for a file. In this task, we'll learn to implement the access control list. To do this, we'll perform the following steps. So we're going to start by making sure we're on, and sometimes I have to click it to get it to come up in the active window. And yes, now I'm on PLAB Linux 01. Right click on the desktop and open terminal. Type SU space dash and hit enter. And at the password prompt, we'll type uppercase P password, and no, it does not reflect. So even though you're typing, you don't see it. You just type it in and hit enter. If you got it right, this is what it says. If it is incorrect, it comes back and tells you to try again. And we're on to step 3, clear the screen. We need to first check to see if the kernel supports ACL, so we'll type the following command: cat space /boot /config dash 3.10.0 dash 957.1.3.el. Notice here that's an L with a straight line at the top as opposed to the one that has a curved line. So that's EL7.x86 6 underscore 64 space and the pipe symbol, which is shift backslash, and then grep space underscore ACL. And I did Greg instead of grep, so I'll hit the up arrow instead of retyping that. I come back and put in P instead, and then I'll have to retype it up. And if we blow up that screenshot, that's exactly what we're seeing there. All right, so next they want us to clear the screen again. You need to check if the ACL package is installed on the system, so we'll type RPM space -QA space pipe space grep space ACL. Okay, look good. So we'll clear that out. You'll apply the ACL to a partition. Let's first check the partition that has been mounted. So DF-H. Notice that DEV SDB1 is mounted on data. We'll create files in the directory and then assign the ACL. So let's clear. Okay, and touch space /data space plab.txt. And then we'll verify the permissions with ls-l /data plab./plab-data.txt. I'm sorry, ls space -l space /data /plab.txt. And these are the permissions for the plab.txt file. So other users would be able to read the file. Looks like read write as well. We need to ensure that the other root user no one has read, write, and execute on that file. So we'll change the mod, not mood, change mod to 700. Space /data space plab.txt. Anytime you need to know if this is one line or not, stretch this window out and then look at it. And you'll see that that's all on one line. Okay, we need to verify the permissions on the file now. Now, if you hit up arrow twice, it takes you back to where you typed that command in last time. You hit enter. And we see that other users do not have permission on this file. Okay, clear the screen. We're going to verify the permissions on the file using get FACL command. Get FACL /data /plab.txt plab.txt. Okay, notice only the root user has read, write, and execute permission. Groups and no others. Others have no permissions. I want to confirm that the administrator has access to the file. First, we need to exit the root shell, so we'll hit exit. Now we're back at the administrator prompt. We're going to attempt to access the file. Type in cat /data /plab.txt, and permission is denied. So the administrator does not even have rights. We're going to use ACL to assign permission to the administrator account. So we'll sudo set FACL-M user administrator RWX space /data /plab.txt. Okay, we're asked for a password, so we type in our uppercase PASSW0RD and hit enter. Okay, let's re-verify those permissions. Oh, I did not. So I'll get FACL for data plab.text. And you can now see the user administrator also has read, write, and execute permissions. Clear the screen again. We can also verify the permissions using the ls-l and the name of the file or the absolute path of the file. I left out my L again. And you see there we have root. and admin passwords. Okay, let's clear that out. You can remove ACLs, the -B parameter on set FACL, or remove all applied ACLs from a specific file or directory. So sudo set FACL -B and the name, the absolute path of the file. It's hard to type and talk at the same time. No responses returned, but we can go back and re-verify permissions, get FACL. Oh, I didn't type this one. And notice now there is no administrator rights. I can also go back and look at it with the ls command as well and see there that it removed the admin permissions. And that's the end of this MindTap activity. I hope you enjoyed setting and using access control list.